because things are really turning bad in this Champions League. It is bad, it's happening because it started with this and it just ended with this. And in between it is this. But what is this which Pep Guardiola has done to him? Just look at this video.
Hi Pep, sorry to go off topic, but you've got a cut and apparently some others.
Yeah. With my finger here, with my nail.
That's fine.
I wanna hurt myself. Yeah. Good night.
It'll be okay.
Damn, Pep Guardiola got so much frustrated that in the dressing room some brawl happened. Someone just attacked Pep Guardiola. No, it is that simple thing that Pep Guardiola just scratched himself. I mean, how on this holy earth the new fixtures of the Champions League, where the elite managers, the elite players getting those players injured, not being able to be present in the squad for this competition against the competitive teams to be in the top 24, the managers are just getting themselves scratched. It is all about Manchester City just leveling draws against the likes of Feyenoord. And Feyenoord, if you talk about him, just look at this table. 3 goals lead at Etihad, Manchester City under Pep Guardiola. I mean, Feyenoord just getting that 3 goals comeback at their home. What are citizens doing over here? Because just look at this lineup. I mean, Guardiola is just feeding Manchester City with those waste. Gundogan, who is on the transfers this summer from Barcelona, is on the defensive midfields. Lewis, he is there in the defensive midfields. I mean, Rico Lewis, how can you expect him to be on the defensive midfields when you are playing with 3 centre backs, Guardiola, Ake, as well as Akanji? This is damn annoying. Ederson being that goalkeeper, he conceded thrice. What a bad performance that is from Ederson. And yes, Haaland being that scoring opportunity. Look at these stats of this game where Pep Guardiola's Manchester City got 18 shots, 9 on target, 2 big chances, and then also they just couldn't get past Feyenoord with those 3 goals which they were having. Yes, it is the likes of their players who are injured, and they are Rodri, Oscar Bob, Jeremy Doku, as well as Kovacic. And yes, Ruben Dias is back in the team. He is in the training, but not chosen for the first lineup. That is what is concerning for Pep Guardiola, and losing those 5 games prior to this, and this is the 6th game where Manchester City are winless. I mean, this is the longest streak some of the elite managers in the history of football from the top leagues across the globe have faced. And this is something very deep down, because Liverpool fans, to tell you what, with the transfer of Mohamed Salah, can they get those comebacks after the January windows, or Mohamed Salah is going to stay? Because yes, Pep Guardiola has signed those 2 years contract with Manchester City, with their new sporting director talking with them, but then also scratching his head because this loss means too much for Manchester City, because they are dropping down their positions in the UEFA Champions League table. But yes, there is a compilation of what is happening in the Champions League about the draws which are going. But on the other hand, Arsenal getting those major victories in the UEFA Champions League. After 21 years, they have scored those 5 goals, and that too was against Ruben Amorim's Sporting CP. I mean, Victor Gyökeres, where are you? Sporting CP has got their new manager with the likes of Thiago Teixeira, but then also, I mean, this manager from Portugal, what is he doing? Because Thiago Teixeira just couldn't get those edges past Arsenal, and it was their whooping showdown. I mean, the likes of Martinelli, Havertz, Gabriel, Saka getting that penalty. Adding more worse to it is that Trossard, their super sub, scoring. So 5 goals Arsenal have scored. And yes, in the Champions League, they are doing good, and they are just drawing up high on the table. But apart from Arsenal doing best, it is Leverkusen who have got those 5 goals against Salzburg. And it is the brace of Florian Wirtz which just added to it. And after getting beaten by Liverpool 4-0 at Anfield, Leverkusen are just back. I mean, just look at the build-up of the team over here. It was Wirtz and Schick over there. Leverkusen were under injuries, and the likes of Martin, Terrier, Hoffman, Mukelele, Belvisian, Victor Boniface, their striker, was injured, but then also Xabi Alonso's man performing this and getting those 5 goals victory. But then also it was Salzburg. They had done their job to descend. But talking about the likes of Inter Milan and Leipzig, which was just on the home ground of Simone Inzaghi's man, the lineups of Martinez and Tenemi were just efficient, and the only own goal of Lukeba from Leipzig just lost. But yes, Inter were dominating because they had a total of 12 shots and a 50% possession. That is huge for some of the Italian teams. But the most happening part is that Hansi Flick getting that 3-goal win over Barcelona against Brest, and that too, Lamine Yamal was not present in the team because of the injuries. Ansu Fati, Bernal, Arau, Christensen, Marc-Andre ter Stegen, as well as Ferran Torres were injured, and they just got those 3 substitutions. But Frankie de Jong was brought late into the 88 minutes. He has been given that time to rest in this game also. So yes, what is the transfers? Is Lamine Yamal going to be switched with Mohamed Salah of Liverpool? That is the rumor. Don't pay attention to it because neither of Lamine Yamal or Mohamed Salah are not going to. Yes, Liverpool are going to make some contract with Mohamed Salah to get some extension. If not, there are big clubs going to hunt for him. But the likes of swapping Lamine Yamal and Mohamed Salah, that is a rumor which is circulating. So we have to be aware of those. But then also Barcelona against Brest. Brest was the team who was doing good in the Champions League, and talking about their performances in the Champions League, Brest had got those 3 wins out of their 4 matches, and still they are at the number 9th of the table. But yes, Hansi Flick developing those characters at the Catalans. Barcelona have done so good and their home ground, but the likes of Camp Nou is not there. But then also at the Olympic Louis companies, this game was all in favor of Barcelona, but it was the tale of penalties because yes, Barcelona and Brest at the 10 minutes, Lewandowski getting that penalty, and also from the likes of Bayer Leverkusen getting the penalty of Wits, and as well as that of Arsenal getting that Saka penalty at the 65 minutes. But yes, they are doing good. That is what it is. Atlanta getting those 6 goals over Young Boys. That is also the Gasperini men doing because Retigui, Ketelaere, Kolasinac, as well as Samadžić were the players who had scored for Atlanta, and Gasperini did so well. But in the end, and the best was the major clash of the UEFA Champions League, where the League One from the French Paris Saint-Germain against the Bundesliga top one of this season is Bayern Munich were facing at the Allianz Arena. It was that sad happening because Bayern had already just got that 1-goal lead at the 38th minutes with the likes of Kim Min-jae. That was a header, but yes, Paris Saint-Germain were not having their goalkeeper Donnarumma. He was due to some kind of illness not in the starting lineup. But Luis Enrique, with that press interview, just saying that yes, PSG and Bayern both are on these similar build-ups, and in this game there was only that victory which he was going to get. But it didn't happen, and it is Vincent Kompany who has got that major win in the Champions League, being that novice one to the Bayern Munich team this season. He has been getting those defeats as well as those wins in the Champions League, 2 out of those 4 games. But yes, against Luis Enrique, he has performed. Just look at the lineup where the likes of Coman, Kane, Musiala and Sane were present. But yes, there was not Olise, it was Sane on the right wings as well as no Gnabry, but it is Coman who is preferred on the left wings for Vincent Kompany this season. And the absence of Pavlovic as well as the likes of the new signing Palina this season, who is off for some injuries up to the January in the UEFA Nations League. He got those injuries. It was Goretzka and Kimmich in the midfield. Things were going so good, but the centre-back pairing of Upamecano and Kim Min-jae, who were so much criticized after that loss to Barcelona, what a comeback and what a performance by these 2 centre-backs. And yes, especially talking about Min-jae Kim, what a performance he had. The defender, striker, as well as playing everywhere on the field, he was doing good. But Paris Saint-Germain, on the other hand, Dembele and Barcola, that was that moment on the 57th minute where Dembele got that red card. And talking about the refereeing of this UEFA Champions League with so much fixtures, so many players getting injured, Istvan Kovacs was the referee on pitch, and he had done just the good refereeing. And all the matches of the Champions League refereeing has been so good, but that is some different aspect. But yes, the likes of Marquinhos as well as Lucas Hernandez from PSG is under injury. So that was it, because Bayern are also getting those Hiroki Ito as well as Stanisic, their centre backs also injured with their defensive midfields. So Vincent Company is doing those with the likes of their players injured, whereas Pep Guardiola getting those scratches on his head as well as on the nose. So what a comparison that will be. But just have a look at the Champions League table over here, where Inter are at the top. But still, Liverpool has got a game against the likes of Real Madrid, as well as there is the game which is going to happen in between Aston Villa and Juventus. So tomorrow that will be a watch along. We will also be having. Do join us for those watch alongs. But in the table over here, where Bayern has got those wins, they have cropped to the 11th position. But let me have a look to all the teams over here, because this is the knockout stage. Just have a look at it. It is the number 9th and 10th who are going to get those edges, because they are going to face the number 23rd and number 24th, and number 11th and number 12th will face those of 21st and 22. So this is the most happening part, because the teams who will be staying on number 9 to number 12 will definitely get those easy passes to play. But yes, they have to play 2 more games that will be critical on this long schedule, as well as the fixtures of the Champions League. So which are your teams and whom you are supporting? Do write on the comment section. And is Pep Guardiola on the verge of extinction? Do have your say on that also. Till then, do give us those like, those share and subscribe. Keep going guys. Bye bye.